Everyone, please make sure you are on mute. And to the attorneys, if you could start by adding to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division, that will make things move much smoother. So just give me a moment, please. All right, the person who's listed as iPhone in the gray shirt, what is your name, sir? I just requested you to unmute. What is your name?
Johnny Tejeda.
I'm here for him, Judge Alex Sharf.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tejeda. The other person who's in the gray sweatshirt with the beard, what is your name? You're listed as iPhone.
Me, ma'am.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
Edward Gill.
Your Honor, that's my client.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Person who just pulled off your hat who's listed as Moto Pure, what's your name? You need to unmute, sir.
Got bigger, eh?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, what is your name?
Raul Fernandez.
He likes Daddy Yankee.
And I'm here for him on a plea, Your Honor.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
And I'm trying the participants and I just, what do you press after you type in his name?
Oh, no, just do enter, but
Enter?
you're fine.
Okay.
All right, just one moment. Galaxy J2, the older gentleman, what is your name, sir? Can you're on mute.
My name is Juan Garcia.
Oh, that's my client, Your Honor.
All right. The person who's in the dark, listed as Rel 4, what is your name? What is your name?
Me,
Yes, you.
Damone Thomas.
I'm here with him, Judge.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Alberto Acevedo, you need to speak to Mr. Truesdale because he didn't know what was proper attire for court. He came on the screen in a sleeveless shirt. That was something that you would wear while you're sleeping. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom. So what does that mean? Anything that you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. You are to be dressed appropriately. If you could not come to court wearing shorts, guess what? You can't be on this Zoom wearing shorts. Zooming is a privilege. So if you do not want your privilege revoked, you'll need to behave appropriately on this Zoom. There's to be no eating of breakfast, no doing of chores, no doing of laundry. If you are at work, you need to let your employer know that you need to take a break so that you can Zoom. If you behave inappropriately on this Zoom screen, for those who are on bond, what is going to end up happening is your beautiful Tuesday is going to turn into a difficult Monday because no questions will be asked. You will be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. The court is located downtown at 300 De La Rosa. And what you're going to find is a lot of one-ways. You're going to find a lot of construction. You're going to need to take a Lyft or an Uber. If you take the Via bus, the Via still doesn't give change back. So that bus ride is probably going to cost you $10 to $20 because when you need exact change, you never have it. If you drive downtown, if by chance you're able to find parking space, you're going to find parking is extremely expensive. To the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of these things, you will be sent back. And what's going to end up happening with your case is we will see you probably in 30 to 60 days because, as you know, there are staffing issues. So do not do any of these things that will cause your Zoom privileges to be revoked because the court will revoke those privileges. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To those who are on the Zoom who are accused or are defendants, your attorney is going to want to speak to the prosecutor before they speak to you. So please do not request to go to the Zoom room because I'm going to ask you where you requested it and you're going to tell me no. So do not request to go to the Zoom room. The gentleman in the gray t-shirt who's listed, or the gray jersey who's listed as Monica Mendoza with the tattoo on your neck, what is your name, sir?
Raymond Amaya.
How do you spell your last name?
Amaya.
Oh, okay, I thought you said Demaya. All right. To attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small you think that agreement is, you're going to need to put it in the chat box to Miss Ferguson. She will be on shortly. She will be listed as Ferguson coordinator. She'll be able to get the paperwork to you. If your client is on bond, you will need to give her your client's email address. You will also need to give the email address to the prosecutors. Do not call her, chat her, text her, phone her, asking for a continuance because I'm the only person who can give that to you. Also, just so everyone knows, this is not the Bachelor, it is not the Bachelorette. Do not be trying to pick up dates with anybody on this Zoom screen. You need to do this on your own time. All right, attorneys, this is the order in which you will appear. If you see your law on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you Zoom to another courtroom and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the list. Paul Smith, Will Williams, Miguel Hernandez, Ron Ross, Nathan Slimane, Gail Calderola, Alfonso Cabanas, Alex Sharp, Johnny Cisneros, Charles Bont, Mark McKay, Brian Kimbrough, William Davison, Alberto Acevedo, Alan Brown, James Anders, Elizabeth Sellos, and Roberto Ramirez. To all those who are accused, your attorney's name will not be called. I'm sorry, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because they are Zooming in another courtroom, or either they are in county, out of county, or either they need to appear in person. The other attorney is Brian Kimbrough. Is there any attorney who's on the screen and your name has not been called? All right, attorneys, the
Sorry.
prosecutors.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Judge. Yes, you didn't call my name.
All right, James DeWiggins. Sorry, Mr. DeWiggins. All right, James DeWiggins and Raphael Leal. All right, to all the attorneys, the prosecutors have the ability to move in and out the breakout rooms. So when you go to those breakout rooms, think of those as doctor's office. You get to the doctor's office on time at 8:45, even though your appointment is 9. And when they call you to the back of the room, you're like, great, everything's moving on time. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. So everybody, put some patience in your pocket. And let's make this the great Tuesday that I know it's going to be. And to attorneys, just a reminder, if you can add to your name whether or not your client is criminal trial division or family violence, it'll make assigning you so much quicker. All right, Paul Smith.
Morning, Judge. I have Jacob DeLeon. It's an aggravated robbery. I do not believe it's family violence, but criminal trial.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
And Judge, I have to, after I speak with the DA, I have to run to another courtroom, so I'll check back in.
Is your client on bond or in custody?
He's in custody.
All right, so I'm going to ask that you please finish with your client before you run to another courtroom because there's a shortage at the jail with staffing.
Very well.
If he's not on the screen yet, then we can deal with that. But I see he is on the screen.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I'm signing you to number 3.
Thank you.
Will Williams.
Judge, I'm here for Bradley Elwell. We just have a motion to modify a couple of probation terms. It's family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 4. See if you all can come on to an agreement. If not, then we'll take that up.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. Miguel Hernandez.
Good morning, Your Honor. Donald Deary, CTD. I guess I'm Marcus Sanders is who I've been dealing with. I think we've got everything taken care of on the discovery, but.
All right, I'll send you to number 5. Brian Ross.
I need to talk to Tom, Judge.
Tom is no longer, I used to always say, they're no longer with us, which sounds very morbid, but Tom is now with the defense. So he is no longer with the DA's office.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know who's taking this case.
I'll talk to you, Ron. It's Ryan Grimmer. I'll talk to you, Ron Ross.
Okay,
So I'm
Ryan.
going to send you to number 6.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nathan Slimane, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to 7.
Thank you, Honor.
Gail Calderola, we do have all your paperwork. I'm just waiting for the court reporter to sign on and we'll take that up.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
I'm
You're
here,
welcome.
Judge.
Oh, okay, just one moment. Then let me assign people. Alfonso Cabanas, I'll send you to number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
And if I can make sure that a prosecutor remains behind so that we can do the plea with Gail Calderola, that would be appreciated. Alex Shar,
Judge,
number
Marcus.
9. Johnny Cisneros, number 10.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Excuse me if I'm sniffling and maybe even sneezing. I'm allergic to working, so I'm going in the breakout room then.
Yes. Charles Blank, 11.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mark McKay, number 12.
Judge, real quick, I've
Yes.
got Brian Cruz, it's Criminal Trial Division. I've been visiting with Brittany Sparks, I'm sorry.
Marks, yes.
And visited with her yesterday. She's given me an offer. My client will not accept it. I've discussed it with him. He is on the screen somewhere. And I'd like to just be sent to I guess a trial setting if possible.
Well, okay, just one moment.
Okay, thank you.
Brian Kimbrough,
Present, Your
I'm
Honor.
going to send you to number 12 then. 13 is a lucky breakout room. So because you're not going to 13, you can blame Mark McKay because he's not using number 12. Bill Davidson, I'm going to send you to 13.
Thank you.
Alberto Acevedo, sending you to 14. Oh, who is with Alan Brown? The office of Alan Brown?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Ahmed S. Campion. This is the bond modification hearing that's being carried over from last Friday.
All right, have you already talked to the state or no?
No, remember, we had the motion before the court, but the court wanted the witnesses present for the testimony, and I have the witnesses present.
Oh, okay, just give me a moment. James Anders. I'm going to send you to number 15.
Thank you, Judge.
Elizabeth Settle. Who's your
Judge,
client?
Judge, my client is Joanna Garcia. She should be on. I was just looking for her.
Criminal trial
she's-
division or family violence?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's DWI with the child. I think it's criminal trial division. But
Yes.
Judge, we have an agreement. So I've emailed her my client's email address to Brittany Sparks, and she's going to work on the paperwork. I don't see Norma on yet.
Yes, she's here.
Oh, so to text or to message her,
Yes.
I don't see her.
No,
Okay.
she's listed as Ferguson coordinator.
There she is.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I'll give her the information as well. And then if I may be excused briefly to answer in another court.
Oh, okay. And your client is on the screen.
She is. She waved at me. There she is waving,
Yes.
Judge.
No, I'm telling you, she's here. That's why I was just telling you. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Attorney Ramirez. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 16.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Brian Kimbrough, I'm going to send you to 17. Oh, no, I put his name down twice. Okay. James DeWiggins, I'm going to send you to 17 if I can find you on here. Oh, he's not on here. All right, Raphael Leal. Raphael Leal. Hi, who's your client?
My client is Victor Manuel Vela, family violence.
All right, then I am going to send you to breakout room number 17.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and is there a prosecutor available to take the plea on Gail's client?
Yes, Judge. Brittany's here.
All right, thank you. Just 1 second. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Brian Cruz, can you put a 2-week reset in the chat box, please? Mr. McKay, I always give everyone a plea deadline date, even though I know you're saying your client is not accepting anything. I see that all the discovery has been tendered. Is that correct? Oh, you're on mute.
It is on my 2 cases, Judge. He also
Okay.
has a 3rd case with a different attorney.
All right, so he has, which cases are you on?
I am on the I am not on the 9980. I'm on the other 2. I'm
All
on
right.
8690 and the 8689.
All right, so Mr. Cruz, can you unmute, please?
And,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Judge, also, we were reset about 2 weeks ago for a plea deadline on this. That's why we're here today, I think.
No, what I have in here is all this on December 1st. It was reset for January 6th, then reset for January 26th. And then on February 15th, the state was to tender an offer, and they tendered an offer on that day. So I haven't given a plea deadline date yet.
Okay, that's fine. If you give me
All right,
one,
that's why I put it on. I write it all down. So,
no worries. And
Mr.
go ahead.
Cruz, jury trials have been suspended, right? So there's not a jury trial available at this time. So your plea deadline date is going to be March 2nd. Mr. McKay, jury trials, my understanding, are not going to resume until I think it's March 14th or somewhere around that time. So your client will still be up for jury trial. But Mr. Cruz, March 2nd is your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. McKay, if there's nothing else, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge. And Brittany, I apologize for calling you Britney Spears. You know, it's like, it's a compliment though. I promise you, it's just inbred. You know, this young lady for so many years. So thank you, Brittany, and I apologize. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. You're both excused. James DeWiggins, who is your client?
Suraj Whitehorn. He's in custody.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 18.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to take the plea up on Raul Fernandez. Rebecca, this is for regular probation.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you put me as a co-host?
Oh, I'm sorry. And Rebecca, I'm reserving breakout room number 2 for you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 11807, State of Texas versus Raul Fernandez. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Gail Calderola.
And are you Raul Fernandez? You need to unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objections.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Enter a Plea by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Fernandez, I'm going to need you to stop and wait until I answer, until I ask the question, because Brenda can take down 2 people talking at once, but let's make her job easier today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Fernandez, are you driving with someone?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you all going?
They're going to a meeting.
What meeting?
An interview, my bad. Sorry.
What interview?
It's for my girlfriend's uncle
What time is this interview?
at 9:30. Yeah, we
Oh,
should be getting there.
Well, you're going to be late for that interview, okay?
Uh-huh.
And it's your girlfriend's uncle. I'm sure he'll give you some leeway. I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is charging you with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe so.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Truesdale, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you? I'm sorry, Mr. Fernandez, has anyone coerced you or threatened you or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. State will take in consideration 2022 CR 0204, and there's $114 to the Bexar County Criminal Investigation Laboratory for testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you a paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, and felony drug court. Did you understand those were recommendations by the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No content.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers State's Exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Any
No
objections?
Your Honor.
Mr. Fernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand today that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
To the state, it appears that there are 2 counts in this motion, although it's just listed as count 1. There's a paragraph 2 that is charging him with methamphetamine, means possession less than 1 gram. Is the state waiving that paragraph?
No, Your Honor. We're moving forward on both.
All right, then we need to go over a couple of things. Could I see the state and the defense in a breakout room, please? If I could see you all in breakout room number 2. All right, so state, and everyone, of course, when you come from the breakout rooms, you're all muted. So state, with regards to the indictment, there's a count 1 and there are 2 paragraphs. Are you waiving paragraph 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We're just requesting that the court follow the plea agreement, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
When's the last time you used? And before you answer, know that you are going to be drug tested today. When I place people on probation, I want them to successfully complete it. I don't want to send anyone to prison. So it's very important that you're honest with me so that I can give you conditions that will hopefully help you be successful. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so when is the last time you used and what did you use?
Before I got locked up.
All right, let's do it this way. What are you going to test positive for today?
Nothing.
All right, you're going to get drug tested today. And if you come back positive, we're going to have an issue. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's your drug of choice?
Heroin, ma'am.
When's the last time you used heroin?
Well, before I got locked up.
What date is that? You need to take your mask down so I can hear what you're saying.
It was 10/11.
So you're telling me you haven't used drugs since then?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed or not?
No, ma'am.
Your girlfriend, are you all living together?
Yes, ma'am.
Does she have any children?
Yes, but she don't have them with her.
Why not?
I guess a long time ago they took them away before she got with me.
All right, how often is she using?
She don't. She's on the methadone.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 2022 CR 0204. There's a $114 restitution to the Bexar County Criminal Investigation Laboratory for drug testing. 150 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've had the COVID vaccination. Court doesn't require anyone to get the vaccination, but if you do, and that includes the booster, 40 of your community service hours will be deducted. No other community service hours is to be deducted, Ms. Reyes. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I'm going to want the UA hotline. We're going to do intensive outpatient treatment with probation. I know felony drug court is a recommendation, but felony drug court is filled. So felony drug court is not available for that reason. I think you will be an excellent candidate for that. I think you should be in that, but there's no room at the end. Somebody needs to call their legislature and say, we need more treatment beds and we need more places for people who have addictions. All right, so intensive outpatient treatment with probation. Rebecca, if he tests positive for drugs, let me know. And Mr. Fernandez, sometimes people, when they're in their phases of sobriety, they're not ready to have, as people say, their come to Jesus meeting and be open and honest. So Rebecca, if and when he tests positive, which I think he may be positive today, what we will do is make sure he gets some of the intensive outpatient treatment with probation under his belt. So we're going to try that to see how that goes. But I'm going to want the UA hotline for him, and I'm going to want a UA today.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're going to do a UA today before 3 p.m. And there's going to be regular Zoom reporting or in person. And there's going to be random field visits 3 times per month. How far did you go in school, Mr. Fernandez?
I dropped out in the 8th grade.
Why?
I don't want to go to school no more. But
how's that working out?
Not good.
All right. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your future?
Start living a better life.
But how are you planning on doing that? You got to have plans.
Get a job, see how I do, and start getting my own house and car.
All right. So here's the thing, Mr. Fernandez. You've given yourself a rough start, and this is why you're giving yourself a rough start. You dropped out of school at 8th grade. I know people who went to college. They have their BAs, they have their masters, and they have a hard time finding a job. Now, I'll tell you what I tell everybody else. Everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't be the heart surgeon, because guess what? You need people to do everything, right? We need people to work at the grocery store. Although me personally, I think they're about to do away with those jobs. That's why you have the self-checkout, which, by the way, everyone, I don't use the self-checkout because I don't want to take the job from the cashiers, but we need people working in everything. We need people to pick fruit. We need people to do lawns. I just say, whatever you're going to do, be the best you can at it. So if you're planning on starting your business, you need to read up on that and actually start doing, because at some point you got to get out of the planning phase. Otherwise, you're going to wake up 30 years later and you're still planning. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to order you to get your GED, but you probably should. And you probably should go to some sort of trade school so you can better yourself. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Rebecca, does he need anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, do you need anything else from this court in order to be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, when they come by to do your check-in with you, your random field visit checks, you need to make sure you're available, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, good luck to you. Be better, do better, all right?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Probation is going to meet you there and go over your conditions. Gail, you can go back to number 2 with your client, or either you can be excused. Oh, you're on mute, Gail.
I have to be in 5 other courts this morning, so I'm going to.
All right, well, good luck to you. Women can multitask, so I know you're going to be everywhere you need to be.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Judge Ron Ross, when you get a chance, I'm back from.
All right, just give me a moment. All right, Mr. Truesdale, your case has been dismissed. The state has dismissed it for a missing witness. So let me explain something to you. They're dismissing it for a missing witness. They're not dismissing it because they don't think it's true or any of that. So you better start living your life correctly. And whenever you go to another courtroom, you need to dress appropriately. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do apologize about that.
All right, good luck to you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Just one moment.
Thank you.
And Andres, I'm going to be right with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm just lining people up. All right, Miguel Hernandez on Donald Deary.
Yes, Judge. I spoke to DeMarcus. He got the discovery to me. Some of it I couldn't open, so I'm going to go by and review it at the office. But my client, Mr. Deary, would like to see the videos that we do have. I have to go set up a remote access visit and take my computer and set it up for him so he can view it that way.
All right. Also, if you would like to, Mr. Hernandez, if you would like, you can set up a you can set up a date here, and we can send you in a breakout room and you can share your screen and show them the video, however you would like to do it.
Okay, Judge, I could set that up. I could talk to Norma or the
Yes.
staff to do that. I just have to get it all together for him.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Donald Deary. Can we have a quick turnaround for discovery, please, beginning of March? And I'm just waiting for her to place that in the chat box for me. All right, so Mr. Deary, we're going to come back on March 2nd. Mr. Hernandez, if you can confer with the state, make sure all of your items can open. And if you would like to go into a breakout room when you have that and do a share screen with Mr. Deary with the videos, you're more than welcome to do so if there's an issue at the jail.
Okay, Judge.
All right, Mr. Deary, do you understand? You're on mute, Mr. Deary. Just hold down the space bar. It's the longest key on the keyboard. Long cylinder bar.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Deary.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
All right.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday. All right, so Mr. Deary, your attorney is going to come back on March 2nd. Between now and then, he's going to work with the state to make sure whatever discovery he has actually opens, because he's having some difficulty. Sometimes when things are uploaded, sometimes they just don't open or work on certain computers. So we're going to come back on March 2nd. If there's an issue at the jail where he can't set up a remote access with you, he'll be able to do that here and go into a breakout room to show you the videos. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'd like to say that, I've been asking for this video for a whole year now.
All right, Mr. Deering, here's the thing. You know, we've been dealing with COVID. So let me just tell you where we are right now. There are no jury trials right now. So we're going to get you the video. Sometimes you have to do a start over, right? And that's what I would tell my clients. Sometimes I said, you know what? Don't want to hear about other attorneys, what they did, what they didn't do. We're starting over. So what I'm telling you is he has some of the discovery. Some of it is not opening. He's going to talk to the state, get them to get the video open because sometimes it gets corrupted in the transfer. This is me not using computer speak because I'm not a computer genius, although I play as though I am one. And what's going to end up happening is he's going to try to make arrangements with you at the jail, which he has to make it through the jail so he can have a remote access visit with you to show you the video. If for any reason there's an issue with him showing that video to you or getting the access visit arranged, I'm setting this for March 2nd. So he will be able most definitely to get in a breakout room with you and show you the video. And guess what? If we need to be here on March 2nd till 5 p.m. while he goes over the video with you, we will do that. All right?
Yes, ma'am. Just one more thing.
That's Lenny
all I
Wilkins.
needed.
I
That's
just
all
want
I
to ask
needed
you
was the
one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I said that's from the, you know Lenny Wilkins, right? All right, what's the one more thing you want to ask me?
Yes. I just wanted to say if we'd got this video out the way, then we could have been and took care of business. I would have been out y'all way already.
Mr. Deary,
you know what I'm saying?
Deary, what did I say? We are where we are. If we could all go back in time, guess what? We could go back in time and maybe do things differently. But we can't do that. So we have to deal with where we are now. And where we are now is he's gotten the discovery. And sometimes, guess what? The fault with not having discovery is not with the state. It's not with the defense attorney. Sometimes the fault with discovery is the agency that has it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I've been
Yes,
a
ma'am.
defense attorney and a prosecutor. And what I can tell you is sometimes you're trying to get the video from the agency to give to the defense attorney, but sometimes it takes a while. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to get that taken care of. And guess what? There are no jury trials available right now. So even if you had the video and you said, I want a jury trial, I can't give you one right now because we don't have any juries.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Deary.
Okay.
Have a
You
great
have a nice
rest of your
day.
day.
Have a nice day. Okay. Thank
All right. You too.
All right.
Norman
Have a big-
16A can go back.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a
You're
good day,
welcome.
everybody.
Thank you. You have a good day as well. And just 1 second, everyone. All right, Alfonso Cabanas.
Good morning, Judge. Can I get in a breakout room with Ryan Groomer if he's available and Miss Ferguson?
All right. Let me see what breakout room you were in.
I was an 8, Judge.
All right, if you go to number 8, just 1 second, let me see if Brian Groomer is available. He's in number 16. If you can wait until you see Mr. Groomer come back on the screen, then what I'll do is I will send you all to breakout room number 1. So I'm going to assign you to breakout room number 1, but don't go there just yet.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Alex Shar.
Hi, Judge. I conferred with Marcus and talked to Norma also. Norma gave us a new date of March 15th.
Is this for trial?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Brenda, we're going to put this on the record.
Judge, it was the 21st. I'm sorry. March 21st,
you.
not the 15th, the 21st.
All right, March 21st. All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 2053, 2020 CR 2054, and 2020 CR 2055, State of Texas versus Johnny Tejeda for the defense.
Darf.
All right, and are you Johnny Tejeda?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection, defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Tejeda, do you have any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, in each of these cause numbers.
Yes, Judge.
All right, has an offer been tendered in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tejeda, are you rejecting the offer in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court has been given a jury trial date of March 21st. Defense, do you have any objection to March 21st as a jury trial?
I do not, Judge.
Mr. Tejeda, do you have any objection to March 21st as a jury trial?
I do not, Judge.
All right, your jury trial date will be March 21st at 9 a.m. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. We are on the 4th floor. It's the 187 District Court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on that day, you'll need to be dressed for trial. When is your jury trial date?
March 21st
At what time?
at 9 a.m.
Which court?
The 4th floor, 187.
Thank you. I ask those questions because sometimes when people go to court, if they just remember the court number, someone will be able to help them. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Tejeda, we've been waiting to start a jury trial with you because of the pandemic. So jury trials are suspended, I believe, through March 14th. That's the reason you're set for March 21st. If for any reason jury trials are suspended again, which may be because people are at the rodeo not wearing masks and not socially distanced. But if that happens, then you can appear by Zoom. Your attorney will let you know. Mr. Sharp, if jury trials are suspended, you'll be made aware of that and your client can appear by Zoom. Otherwise, he'll need to appear in person. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. If there's nothing else, Mr. Tejeda, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge. You look amazing. Have a wonderful day.
Oh my gosh, thank you. See, people, you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sharp, do you have anyone else with us?
Not today.
All right, then you are excused.
I appreciate that. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Beautiful
you, you
outside.
too.
Thank you.
And Mr. Campion, thank you so much for your patience. I'm trying to make sure I move the inmates that are free to go quickly because they have a shortage at the jail. Ron Ross, Greg Morrison, what's happening?
Judge, I talked to Ryan Groomer, who just took over the case. In my preparation of my trial notebook, I went through the 46 pages of the index, 46 pages of index of discovery. I found 4 items that I still need. I had tried to get those from Tom, but he kept kicking back. I didn't know Tom had left, but I'm going to get that from Ryan. Okay. So and I do have offers from the past. We're still going to need a trial. My client has told me I suck. He wants me fired. And I should be he's in jail.
Yeah, he is.
I want to bring him in here and find out.
Mr. Morrison, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, can you afford to hire an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Ross, I want you to continue to work on this case, but Ms. Ferguson, can we have a date in March? On Mr. Morrison. Mr. Morrison, we're going to come back mid-March. You'll need to have your attorney at that time. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, Brenda, can we go on the record briefly, please? The court is calling 2021 CR 1160, State of Texas versus Gregory Morrison. Can I have the defense announced for the record, please?
Yeah, Ron Ross for defense judge. We're going to be ready for trial after there's 4 items of discovery that are going to come my way, and I would be ready. However, my client is wants you to relieve me. So,
all right, just one moment. And are you Mr. Morrison?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Morrison, your defense counsel is telling me that you are going to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So, Mr. Morrison, I can give you 2 dates, and on those 2 dates, you'll need to have an attorney available, and that attorney will need to be ready for trial. It can either be March 16th or March 23rd.
March 23rd.
All right. So we're going to come back on March 23rd And you'll need to have an attorney appear by Zoom on that day. And you'll need to have hired an attorney by then. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, case has been going on since March of 2021. We're about to come up on a year. So that attorney, make sure that they know they need to be ready for trial, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I want to make it real clear on the record for my client as well as myself. I continue to represent him until he gets a hired attorney who makes appearances as his attorney. Is that correct?
Sorry, I need that file back. Yes, that is correct.
So if I
And
go,
so-
if I talk to Mr. Morrison, he probably needs to try to help me in case he doesn't hire a lawyer.
Yes, Mr. Morrison, I can't force you to work with attorneys, but what I'm telling you is, if you don't have an attorney hired by that time, and if you end up in jury trial, and you're in jury trial not having talked to your attorney, Mr. Ross, then we're still going to proceed because everyone here is an adult, and Mr. Ross is here to talk to you. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, we're going to come back on March 23rd for Mr. Morrison to hire an attorney, but I also need a phantom date so we can make sure that Mr. Ross has his discovery. So we can come back up. Did Mr. Groomer tell you when he would have that?
I think he'll have it right away. He said for me, he doesn't have the request yet. It never got to him, but I told him I'll get it to him today. He said he would get it to me right away. So I would imagine it's probably available probably next week.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can you just make sure that you send out a link for Mr. Ron Ross to come back next week just to see if he has all his discovery? All right, then you are excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Number 14P, Mr. Morrison, can you go back? All right. Johnny Cisneros.
Good morning, Your Honor. We're gonna need a short reset, please, a couple of weeks. I spoke to Michelle and she's still trying to get some more discovery, please.
And has she told you when she'll have that discovery?
She thinks she can have it in a couple of weeks.
Judge, and I know last time we were, and I wish this had been done a long time ago at the initial investigation, but there's an outcry witness that we're still trying to get the identification from, and some letters from the victim as well. But I do anticipate that we should be able to get all those in the next week or two.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset, or at least can we put this at the end of this month, please? No, I need at the end of February. All right, we're going to come back on February 28th. All right, if there's nothing else, you and your client, Mr. Gill, are excused.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Thank everybody, and everybody stay healthy. Bye-bye.
All right, you two have a good one.
Thanks.
Alfonso Cabanas.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Judge. I'm just waiting for Ryan so I could jump into breakout room 1 with him and Ms. Ferguson.
Okay, let me find.
I'm right here, Judge.
All right, so if you can go to breakout room number 1, Ryan, and Ms. Ferguson, if you can go to number 1, please. And I'm going to go to number 1 briefly, and then I'm going to go to number 7. And so if everyone will just give me a moment, put some patience in your pocket, and I will be right back.
Unbelievable.
And Norma, I have this is Shannon Locke. I have Otis Toussaint. If there's any way I could go into a breakout room and wait for a family violence prosecutor. I'd appreciate it.
And, Norma, this is Jim Oltersdorf. Like giant waste of time.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for your patience. We're going to make things happen. All right, just one moment. Will Williams?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on a motion to modify some terms and conditions of probation for Bradley Elwell. I've conferred with Michelle. She sent you an email. She's not objecting to either one of the modifications we're asking for. If the court would like me to explain what those are, I could gladly do that.
Okay, just one moment. Everyone, just give me 1 second. Let me find it in my email. And then after this, I'm going to take up Andres Campion's case. He's been patiently waiting.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Yes. Robert, I'm going to send something to you. If you could please print it for me.
Yes, Judge.
Michelle, can I see in a breakout room real quick?
Sure.
All right, so what I'm looking at in it's being printed out is that he's not to have contact with the command center. Is that correct?
So, Judge, because of the nature of the offense and the SOMU guidelines and regulations, Yes, that Kumon Center, I think they're classifying as a school. I did put an attachment from their webpage. They only have in-person classes 2 days a week from 3:30 to 7:30. It's in a strip center, the restaurant.
All right, just 1 second. Let me grab the file on this because I don't. They're just bringing me the motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, if it's easier, I can email you a file stamp copy.
Oh, no, I have it.
Okay.
Although Michelle, people will take my file and I have everything in alphabetical order and they just throw it around. I think that's the librarian in me. I'm used to everything being in order. Whenever I go to the bookstore and people have put books improperly in order, I always redo it. And they're like, we need to hire you. Everyone, just give me a moment. Sure. All right. So the motions to modify conditions on this, of course, you still have the no contact order with the persons who are listed on probation and your probation conditions. So states you don't have any problem with him working at 6 Clicks Cafe?
Judge, I don't think that is too much of a concern. The Kumon Center is several doors down.
Okay, then.
And Judge, there was one other part to that motion, that he could have contact with his mother, his adult mother, obviously, and his adult brother. In the plea bargain, what you ordered in court was 4 or 5 specific people. But this is the complaining witness is a family member, and probation told him he couldn't have contact with his mother or brother because they would be part of the complaining witness's family, but that's not what you had ordered. And the state.
All right, so this is what I'm going to need you to do, Mr. Elwell, because you don't have an order attached to your motion. If you will get an agreed order with the state and email me your agreed order and I will sign it, but include the state in the email. Because I have the motion, but I don't have an order.
Judge, and I do have a file stamp copy of that order. I'll send it to Michelle right now. Do I need?
Make sure it says agreed order.
Okay. So I'll refile that today, or right now, so you'll have it this afternoon, Judge.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else, you're excused.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you put me in a breakout room with Mr. Elwell, so we can be excused from there?
Yes, I'll send you all to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
And everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, next we're going to take up Andres Campion. And Mr. Locke, I'm going to assign you to breakout room number 4.
All right, talk to him, Judge.
Okay, all right, then just give me a moment. Yes. Where is your, I said your client didn't have to be present, correct?
Well, she's in custody.
All right, I'm trying to find her.
She is
on the
present. She's
screen.
under Ruiz, L21.
Ah. All right, and who was the prosecutor on this case?
Michelle Hayden.
Judge, this is Michael Villarreal. I can handle it as well.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Thank
Michael
you.
and I were also discussing this case. And then, Your Honor, our witnesses are under Alan Brown.
All right, thank you. Let me just find her file.
It's a CM, Your Honor.
Ah, CM, thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
And let me look through the file that Brenda, I take so much time to put this in alphabetical order. Then everybody just removes it out of order.
I'm not sure if the court has her under G for Gallegos or R for Ruiz.
Oh, no, let me just tell you, the entire thing has been taken out of order. All right, let me find the motion. All right, to the clerks, could you bring me the motion on Ruiz Gallegos, please?
It was filed on 2/10, Your Honor.
It's filed on 2/10. And while they're bringing me that, let me put this back in alphabetical order. Thank you. Yes, no. Okay. We're going to go on the record in CM 092883, State of Texas versus Luisa Ruiz Gallegos. Can I have parties announced for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Andres Campion for the defense.
And are you Miss Ruiz Gallegos?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
From the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Gallegos, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
This is a continuation of the defense's motion to modify conditions of bond. State, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your
Honor. Defense.
We are, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. As part of Ms. Ruiz Gallegos' bond conditions, she was ordered to have no contact with her mother, father, and her brother, as well as GPS full house arrest. We are asking that those conditions be modified, that the no contact order be modified to either no harmful or injurious contact or to be removed. And in support of that, we would like to call the family members of Ms. Ruiz Gallegos, those who are the subject of the no contact order.
All right, call your first witness.
We will call Angelica Gallegos Martinez.
All right, Ms. Martinez, if you could raise your right hand for me, please.
Hola.
Is this a Spanish speaking?
I speak English, and my mother speaks a little bit of English as well. My father just had bit.
All right, so Mr. Campion, we're going to need to have an interpreter in here because I want everyone to be able to understand everything.
Okay.
And most importantly, I want to be able to understand everything. I'm working on my Spanish, but
as am I.
I'm at an age where it takes a while for me to learn it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get an interpreter in here, and then we'll take up your matter, okay?
Okay. In the meantime, Your Honor, I'm going to hop to another court, and I'll
Sure. Well, take care of your other court, and then come in because interpreters are scarce and we don't want them to be waiting around. Ms. Ruiz, we're going to take care of your matter today, but we just need to get an interpreter.
About ballpark guesstimate on how much time I have?
Oh, no, just speak with Ms. Ferguson in the chat box and she'll make sure she gets that to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Jim Oldersdorf, can I go in a breakout room with Marcus, please?
Just 1 second.
Thank you.
All right, what is your client's name, Mr. Oldersdorf?
Marvin Schultz, he's an inmate,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
criminal trial division, Judge.
All right, James, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
All right, James Anders.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Yes, what is going on with your case? Are we doing an Apocalypse Now video? Charles Buck knows what I mean by that.
Very good movie.
So, Judge, I believe that we have come to an, and then we are waiting on paperwork. I've discussed the agreement with my client and he is on board. I think we've got the details worked out.
All right, so then what I need to do is I'll need you to send you to a breakout room with your client. If you can give the information to Ms. Ferguson so she can get you the paperwork that's needed.
Okay, I believe that I've sent it to her in chat. And so I will jump to the breakout room where my client is.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Shannon Locke on Mr. Tucson.
Your Honor, we have conferred, Mr. Villarreal and I. And
Judge,
yes.
So I need to speak with the complaining witness. If we could get a short reset, I'm sure hopefully at or before the reset date, I can have a disposition for the court. And so I'm trying to right now through the victim advocate set up a meeting with the victim on the case.
All right, so are we able to put this at the end of the month, Mr. Villarreal, or do you need more time than that?
No, that should work. And if I'm able to resolve it before then, Judge, I'll resolve it before then.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Tucson, can I have a setting for this at the end of February, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we put it at the end of February, please? All right, so we're going to come back on February 28th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Everyone, just give me a moment, please.
Yeah, but.
Oh, they haven't. Oh, okay.
Nope, thanks. All right, Charles Bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is happening with Mr. Thomas?
I spoke to Joe Ray Garcia. He made me a couple of different offers. I've confirmed with my client. My client's going to come to my office. We're going to look at some videos and discuss the two offers and have an answer for you at the next setting on which one of the two we're going to take.
All right, so here's my question. Your client, he's indicted, correct or no?
On one case, yes. On one case, no.
All right, just give me one moment, everyone.
Are they talking to you or not? Okay, well then don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just haven't heard from her, or talked to her.
All right, people at the jail, can you make sure you're on mute, please? And to the clerks, can I have the file on Timon Thomas?
I don't even know who this person is, who she was with. or anything. Sorry.
Brenda, do you see, or Rebecca, do you see what page Timon Thomas is on?
Is that Damone Wyatt? That's on page 7? Is that the same person?
Is it Wyatt or Thomas? What is your client's name, Mr. Bond?
Depends on which case you're talking about. The jail books him as Thomas sometimes. They book him as Wyatt sometimes. So
Okay, that's what we have. We have him under Wyatt.
the jail has him under both. So we never know which.
All right, so what is happening with this case, Mr. Bond?
I conferred with Joe Ray Garcia. He made me two different offers. My client would like to come to my office, discuss with me the two different offers. We're going to look at some videotapes and pick which one of the offers we're going to accept at the next setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put this down at the beginning of March, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 2nd. Mr. Thomas, that's your
Judge,
Miss.
I'm sorry, I'm out of the office on the 2nd. I have to be in Houston for some personal stuff. Can we?
Okay.
And can we do like the 3rd week in March?
We can do before March.
No, I won't be ready by then.
Let me see. Ms. Ferguson, can you put this the 3rd week in March, please?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May my client and myself be excused.
Not before you get a jury. I mean, before you get a
date?
trial.
Okay,
I mean, a
okay.
date.
Okay, thank you. I forgot that she was gonna give us a date right now.
Yes. All right, so we're going to come back on March 17th. Mr. Thomas Wyatt,
Yes, ma'am.
that's your plea deadline date. The court will not extend plea offers any further. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Charles Bunk, where's your black suit and tie?
My black suit and tie to go with this video.
Yes, I mean, you're in the matrix.
I know.
But
My
it
daughter
looks
gave me this
great.
lovely yellow sweater for my birthday, so I'm wearing
It's either in the matrix or either it's from the series Community where they go in their little room.
It's like an 80s new wave video backdrop.
Oh, wow. I like it. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alfonso Cabanas, did you figure out what was going on with Mr. Gonzalez and what date?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Ferguson gave us a date of March 30th to come back.
All right, so we're going to be back, Mr. Gonzalez, on March 30th, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Oh, thank you. You have a blessed day too.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Just one moment.
Thank you.
All right, James DeWiggins, just give me one moment. Bobby Barrera, what is your client's name? Brenda, he gave me a talk to the hand move. What? I may have to put him at the end of the list. All right, Michael Sawyer, that's why I like you. You never give me a talk to the hand. You're on mute, Mr. Sawyer. Okay. Did you see that, Brenda? He's like, talk to the hand.
Now it should be unmuted.
All right, hi, who do you have?
I have Sean Roddus, Your Honor. And we are conferring with the state. We may be getting the direction I want to go. But I
Is
had
it criminal trial division or family violence?
criminal trial division, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, James DeWiggins.
Judge, on Siraj Whitehorn, they are not ready to make an offer. They still need to speak with their officers, so we're kind of at an impasse at this point.
Who is the prosecutor you were conferring with?
Brittany Sparks.
All right, let me see where Miss Sparks is.
She's on the screen.
Hi, Miss Sparks.
Hi, Judge.
This is an old case. What's happening?
Well, Judge, he was just restored to competency about a month or so ago. He's been at San Antonio Hospital this entire time.
Okay, but we can still speak to complaining witnesses.
Yes, Judge, and we've had contact with the officers, but the injuries turned out a little more severe than we realized. So we need to request the medical records for one of the officers and bring her into the office to review all of that with her.
All right, so when is that going to be done?
We're going to request it this week and then get her in as soon as we receive them.
Right, because here's the thing, what I've discovered is that people who have been restored to competency, they usually decompensate when they're back at the Bexar County Jail. So we need to get that done as quickly as possible. So I don't know if the officer or the person involved, if they have their own medical records, usually they do. So we're going to set this in March. Ms. Ferguson, can I get this back the second week in March, please? And we'll see where we are. Is that the date, Ms. Ferguson? No, that's not the date. Just one moment. All right, we're going to come back on March 7th. Mr. Whitehorn, we're going to be back on March 7th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You have a blessed day.
Oh, thank you. You too. Number 14M can go back.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Law office.
Hi, may I speak with Mr.
And just give me a moment, everyone. All right, Ms. Settle.
Yes, Judge.
Who are you here for?
You should have all the paperwork on Joanna Garcia.
All right, as soon as they give that to me, we will take care of it, but I don't know if she has been sworn in yet.
Probably not, Judge.
All right, and I'm sorry, what is your client's name again?
Joanna Garcia, 2021 CR 9157.
I'm trying to find her on the Zoom screen.
Oh.
Thank you. Sure, thanks. Oh, there she is. I'm going to send her to number 1. I'll see you to number 1. If a clerk could go to number 1 and swear in Ms. Garcia, please.
Thank you, Judge.
And Ms. Settle, just give me a moment. I'm trying to find you on the Zoom screen. There you are. All right, Roberto Ramirez.
Your Honor, I conferred with Ryan Groomer, and we had a good discussion of the case. It was my intent to do the conferral first and speak with my client and see where I was at with him. And I've decided, based on that and other things I've gleaned from the case, to I think I need to file a motion for mental competency.
All right, where's your client?
He is in the jail. I told him if he can get out of the breakout room, he started getting up and walking out. So he's sitting, he should be waiting in his breakout room if he did what I asked him, just sit tight.
No, he's not in the breakout room.
He might have gotten up. I asked him to stay where he was.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date on Cantu for competency eval, please. Richard Cantu. And that motion will need to be filed today, Mr. Ramirez, so we can start on that.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, does the court hear the motions, or does that get referred to?
No, that'll be transferred to Judge Carruthers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right, so we're going to come back on March 23rd. And we'll see where we are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, if you have nothing else with us, you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a great day.
Oh, thank you. You too.
All right.
Nathan Slimane or Mr. Pinelli?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning again. So Mr. Sanders and I have spoken. He is going to get the files and review everything and craft an offer and extend it to me by email. Our intention is to kind of discuss this offline before our next setting. So we would respectfully request some time to do that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put Mr. Pinelli second week in March, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 10th for disposition.
Very good, Your Honor. And I have one more, John Matthew Torres.
All right, just one moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pinelli, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and your other case is Torres. Is he in custody or on bond?
He's on bond now, Your Honor. My understanding logging in was that he was still in custody. I wasn't aware he had made bond.
All right, so where is he?
I was communicating with him just a little while ago by text. He's struggling to install the Zoom app.
Okay, all right, we'll wait for him to appear.
Okay.
All right.
In the meantime, Your Honor, may I go to another court and I'll get back
Yes.
briefly? Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a interpreter here on Andres Campion's clients.
Yes, ma'am.
Junior iPhone. You need to unmute. What is your name?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your name?
Oh, Gilardo Ponce.
I'm sorry, what?
Gilardo Ponce.
That's the compliance hearing, Judge. I was trying to message him to see what his name was.
All right, Mr. Ponce, you need to take your cap off. You're in a courtroom.
Oh, sorry, man.
We're already off on a bad foot because you're here for a compliance because of some reason, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
plus you're appearing on Zoom with a cap on. That's not allowed. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So are you still with the complainant? Mr.
Yes, Your
Ponce,
Honor. Yes,
are
ma'am.
you still with the complainant?
No,
When's the last time you had contact with her? And I mean by phone or text or anything.
none whatsoever, Your Honor. It's, I believe we have no contact order.
All right, is there a family violence prosecutor available?
I'm here, Judge.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, I'm going to email you what probation has sent to me to see if you have any objections to the removal of Mr. Ponce's GPS.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll take a look at that right now.
Judge, I sent it to them this morning with the MTRs as well.
Okay. All right, we're going to check on that, Mr. Ponce, then I'll be right with you.
Okay.
Then Mr. Otersdorf, let me put you on mute. All right, is there a prosecutor available on Joanne Garcia?
I'm here, Judge. This is Brittany.
All right, everyone, just 1 second, please. All right, Rebecca, this is Joanne Garcia, and it's going to be regular probation. It's 2021 CR 9157. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 9157, State of Texas versus Joanna Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Elizabeth Settle.
And are you Joanne Garcia?
Yes.
Or Joanna Garcia? We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objections.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, do you have any objection to us proceeding by video?
No. No objections.
Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on the lesser included Class B misdemeanor, driving while intoxicated.
Any objections?
No objection.
Ms. Garcia, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor? The range of punishment for that offense is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor. Your
Do
Honor.
you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, you're not. Your
Are you
Honor.
satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated. Punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, $1,000 fine probated. There is no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision, and there's $60 restitution to DPS for blood testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Ms. Garcia?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a top evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, DWI intervention, VIP live, ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest. She put guilty on the paperwork, Judge, but she wanted to change that to no contest.
All right. State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
It offers State Exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Any objections?
No objection.
Ms. Garcia, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that she's taken full responsibility for this mistake. She's been very responsible with her child. Her son is living full-time with her mother right now, and but she's a very big part of his life. She's working hard to put this behind her. So I think she'll do very well on probation.
All right, Ms. Garcia, why is your son living with your parents?
Because I was putting myself in timeout because I know I was going through a lot of like my mental health, and I was going through a lot of problems at the time when I was drinking, and she saw that in my face and that I needed help for her to watch my son.
All right, when's the last time you had a drink of alcohol?
Since that day, the night of the accident.
All right, so what are you doing? You mentioned mental health, you mentioned alcoholism. So what are you doing to help yourself with that? What's your support system?
Right now, I have my mom helping me, and then I'm doing like yoga, and I was gonna go to AA with my uncles because they're in it, and they gave me some people I could go talk to. And then I have an interview coming up soon, but they're doing my background check. So that's gonna be kind of hard, but it's for another hospital to work at for housekeeping.
Okay. So what is, have you received a mental health diagnosis or no?
No, Your Honor.
So
it was just a lot going in through that month, and it got to me all at once.
So how are you supporting yourself?
Right now, I'm just staying home with the child support and my apartment. That's it.
All right, let me explain something to you. And this is what parents don't understand. Child support is for your children. So
yes,
your child is not with you, and you're using child support to support yourself. That's not a good thing.
No, I'm not using it on myself. It's on him. Right now, I'm just in my house for myself.
Well, how are you paying your bills? I mean, we have like things going on at your house, like electricity, water.
I'm in Saha.
But they're not paying all of that. You have to be getting money. So how are you supporting yourself?
Right now, I'm not. My mom's helping me out, but it's because I just stopped recently working, and then I have the interview going on with the background check.
All right, and Ms. Settle, I mean, I know you've done CPS cases before. I'm sure Saha has her under their umbrella based upon the fact that she has a child, and that child isn't with her. So, yeah, Saha probably needs to be informed.
Well, yes, Judge, that's correct. And I'm not sure how long the situation of the child being with the grandmother is going to go on. That was just something when this very troubling incident happened. She wanted to just focus on getting herself back together. She had some overwhelming things happen and a little depression. So grandma agreed to take care full-time of the child for temporarily. So I'm not sure how long that's going to be. Hopefully she's on the road to recovery and getting herself back on track.
All right, this is, how old are you, Ms. Garcia?
I'm 30.
How far did you go in school?
To 11th grade.
Why didn't you graduate?
I had just turned 18, and the school was telling me you have to either go to work to help pay for tickets or continue to go to school. And I went to the judge and when I was going to school, and they—
What do you mean pay for tickets? What are you talking about?
I had a ticket for the skipping and not really going to school.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. Parenting classes, $1,000 fine, that'll be probated. $60 restitution for the blood testing, 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've had the vaccination. Court is not requiring anyone to get the vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be deducted. The remaining hours will be deducted if you complete parenting classes, but you must complete parenting classes. DWI intervention, VIP live, ignition interlock, half the term, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Regular Zoom reporting or in person. So if something happens and you can't report by Zoom, you'll need to do it in person. I'm going to want field visits, random, 2 times per month. I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment with probation and regular UAs. Rebecca, is there anything else that she needs?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Garcia, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Garcia, we can go off the record. Look, in order to be successful at probation, communication is key. And if there's some issues that come up, be they mental health issues or medical issues, you need to let somebody know.
Okay.
I consider mental health like any other issue that somebody may have. If they break an arm, they go to the hospital, they get it taken care of. So there's no stigma attached to mental health in this courtroom. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Probation will go over conditions. Ms. Settle, you can go to number 2 or you can be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Andres Campion.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and I think it's Michael Villarreal.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your clients are with you. Are you able to switch to the Spanish, Mr. Campion, for your clients?
I can go in there and I need to switch their language to Spanish. Is that what the
Yes,
court's asking?
and
Okay.
let me turn it on here. That will make things go so much easier for us all.
Okay, let me do that.
Thank you. And if everyone else can make sure they're on the English station. Carmen, it's always great to see you.
I need to switch this to
All right, Carmen, this is going to be cause number CM 092883. And the defendant is Luisa M as in Mary, but Mary's not the name, just M as in Mary, Ruiz Gallegos. And we will see the witnesses that we have here. No. Yes. And the people who are going to be speaking is Maria Gallegos Martinez.
it's
and Jorge A. Ruiz Gallegos. And Jorge Antonio Ruiz Ramirez. But he says I think he is the child, and I think he speaks English.
Yes, sure. So Angelica Gallegos Martinez is the defendant's mother. Jorge Ruiz Ramirez is the defendant's father, and Jorge Ruiz Gallegos is her brother.
All right, so what we'll do, once we get the witnesses who need the Spanish
They're on
interpretation. Yes.
So they're switched.
Sí. Okay. So what Thank you. So what we'll do, those are the two people who need the interpreter. And then I think the other person does not need an interpreter. Is that correct, Mr. Campion?
That is correct. And when I finish with calling the mother and the father, I will go back and switch them back to English.
Awesome. All right, we're going to go on the record. Again, court is calling CM 092883, State of Texas versus Luisa M. Ruiz Gallegos. We have an interpreter here. If the interpreter can raise her hand for me, please. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English, so help you God. And if you could state your name for the record. All right. And Ms. Ferguson, on Ms. Ruiz's end, can you make sure that she's switched on the English channel, please? Ms. Ruiz, if you see at the bottom, can you switch to English? There should be a little earth circle that has interpretation. If you click on that and then click to English.
I should be on English.
Okay, awesome. All right, for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Andres Campion for the defense.
And are you Ms. Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Ruiz, do you have any objection?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We are here on a continuation on a modification for bond conditions. The state wanted more, the court wanted more information from the complaining witnesses in this case. Mr. Campion, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Angelica Gallegos Martinez.
All right. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí, lo juro por Dios.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you could state your name for the record.
Angélica María Gallegos.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Gallegos Martinez, do you understand that there is currently a no contact order in place that prevents Luisa from being around you and your husband and your son?
Sí.
And are you aware of the charges that are currently facing Luisa?
Sí.
And is it your desire to have the no contact order either removed or modified to a no harmful or injurious contact?
Quiero que se le quite la restricción.
Okay, and could you tell the court why?
Porque yo amo mucho a mi hija y nada más quiero que vuelva a estar con nosotros y quiero que ella esté bien y que ya salga de la cárcel.
Okay, would you fear for your safety if Luisa was allowed to come home and live with you?
No.
Okay, who else lives with you?
Mi esposo, Jorge, y mi hijo, Jorge.
And if the court were to grant our motion, would you be willing to make sure that Luisa follows all the conditions that are required of her on bond?
Sí, absolutamente.
Okay. Do you feel like Luisa would have a better ability at staying out of trouble if she were to be allowed to go home and live with you and your husband and your son?
Sí.
Okay, we'll pass the witness.
All right, State.
Just one question, Your Honor. Ms. Gallegos, do you intend for Luisa to come back home and live alongside with your son, Jorge?
Sí.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, any further questions of this witness?
Not of this witness, no.
All right, call your next witness.
Next, we would like to call Jorge Ruiz Ramirez.
All right, just one moment, please. Mr. Watson, your attorney is out of county, so we're going to be recalling you for tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Watson. Norma, L14 can go back. And I'm sorry about that. I try to make sure that the inmates move quickly because of staffing issues. So if you could raise your hand, sir, for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí, señorita.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you could state your name for the record, please.
Jorge Antonio Ruiz Ramírez.
All right. Defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ruiz Ramirez, are you aware of the charges that are currently against Luisa?
Sí, sí, señoría.
And do you understand that they are serious charges?
Sí.
And are you aware that currently Luisa is not able to return home to live with you due to the no contact order?
Sí.
And is it your desire to have that no contact order either removed or modified to no harmful injurious contact to allow Luisa to move back home?
Sí, lo que queremos es ayudarla, tenerla cerca de nosotros para poderla apoyar.
Okay, if Luisa was allowed to come back home, would you be in fear of your safety or your family's safety?
No, en ningún momento.
And do you believe that Luisa would be better able to stay out of trouble if she were allowed to come home and live with you and be under your supervision?
Sí, porque habría un control de estarla monitoreando y estar con ella todo el tiempo y que no esté sola y tener el apoyo de nosotros.
Okay, and would you be willing to assist the court by serving as a second set of eyes on Luisa in order to make sure that she follows her conditions of bond?
Sí, tengo que estar al pie de ella y tengo que checarla constantemente.
Okay, we'll pass the witness.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Gallegos, is it your intention that your son Jorge reside in the home with you if Luisa to return home?
Sí.
Have circumstances in your home changed since November 10th and 11th of 2021?
Sí, porque estamos más alejados, pienso, cuando no debemos estar más unidos.
So you were closer with your daughter on Ms. Gallegos on November 10th and 11th of 2021?
Sí.
And at that time, were you helping take care of her?
Estaba cuidando de ella, sí, estaba haciendo lo que, pues el tiempo que podía estar con ella.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, any further questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ruiz Ramirez, do you,
No, so,
do you believe that after these charges have been presented against Luisa, that you now have a better understanding of what type of supervision she needs as her father?
pues más que todo necesita orientación y comprensión.
And would you be willing to give that to Luisa if she were allowed to come home?
Sí, de todo, le ayudaría en todas las necesidades que ella tenga.
We'll pass it.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Do you have another witness?
I do, Mr. Ruiz Gallegos, who is the complainant, but I need to go and switch the audio over to English.
All right, thank you. And while he's doing that, Ms. Ferguson, is Rafael Leal here for Mr. Vela?
Judge, I sent him a text message and he hasn't responded yet, Judge.
All right, then. Thank you so much for
Speak
calling,
English, right?
Carmen. I appreciate
Okay, would
that.
you rather have it in English or Spanish?
I would rather have it in English.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you. Jonathan Chavez, who do you have?
Hi, Your Honor. I have Liliana Barrios Contreras.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
CTD, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay, thanks, Your Honor.
All right, we are back on the record. Mr. Campion, call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would like to call Jorge Ruiz Gallegos.
All right, Mr. Gallegos, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you could state your name for the record, please.
My name is Jorge Antonio Ruiz Gallegos.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ruiz Gallegos, you are the complaining witness in the case currently against Luisa, is that right?
I am.
And that case is an assault, family violence, choking, is that right?
It is.
And as part of the conditions of bond on that case, are you aware that there is a no contact order between you and Luisa?
I'm aware of that.
And are you also aware that the no contact order would prevent Luisa from being within a certain amount of distance of you, which would by its nature prevent her from moving home to the place where you also reside? You have to answer verbally.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Is it your desire to have the court either remove the no contact order or modify it to a no harmful or injurious contact in order to allow Luisa to move back home?
It is.
Okay. And if the court were to grant that motion, would you fear for your safety if Luisa were to move back home?
No.
Would you be willing to help assist the court
by monitoring and keeping an eye on Luisa to make sure that she abides by her conditions of bond, should the court grant this motion?
I would, sir.
And would you have any hesitation in calling law enforcement if there was an issue between you and Luisa?
No.
And as part of this, do you wish to get Luisa the assistance and help that she needs as part of her actions that have resulted in her being here today?
I do. I really want to help her and, be there for her. I feel like I haven't, as a bigger brother, been there for her as much as I really should have.
Okay. And you understand that the purpose of a no contact order in this type of case is to help ensure the safety of the complaining witness, that being yourself.
I do understand that, but I just don't want to. I want her to be part of our family again. I want to see her. I want to help her out. I want to help out as much as I can with her situation, with what's going on in her life.
Has anybody pressured you or threatened you or forced you to testify today against your will as part of saying that you want Luisa to come back home?
No, no one has pressured me to say those things.
Okay. We'll pass the witness.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Gallegos, I don't want to give your full birthday on YouTube, but are you the same Jorge Ruiz Gallegos that was born in 1994?
Yes, sir, I am.
Just making sure I'm not confusing with your dad also shares the same first name, correct?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. On November 10th and 11th of 2021, I'm not going to say the full address, but were you residing at a home on Eagle Ridge?
Yes.
And on those same dates, was your sister Luisa, was she residing at that same address on Eagle Ridge?
No, she wasn't.
Does an address associated with Camino Villa sound familiar or correct as far as your sister's address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're the same Jorge Ruiz Gallegos that made a report with the San Antonio Police Department concerning an assault with your sister. I'm not going to go into the details, but on November 10th and 11th of 2021.
I am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions?
Mr. Ruiz Gallegos, is there anything that you would like to tell the court on behalf of yourself as to your desire to have the no contact order modified or removed?
I just want to tell you, Judge, that I can't just keep standing to the side and just let things keep happening. I need to act. I need to involve myself with my sister, with my family. I need to try and, even though it's hard, I need to try and, and with everything that's happened, I have to try. She's my sister. I love her. I can't just sit idly by while these things happen. I have to take action. And I know that it may seem a little orthodox to, get rid of the no contact order, with me being the obvious complainant, but I have to help out my sister. I have to see what's really, try and get close to her. Me and her had such a great bond, and we separated years ago, and I want that back. I want to be able to talk to my sister how I used to talk to her, and how I, tell her what I feel, how I feel. how my day's going. I ask her how her day's going. You know, I just want to be there for her. I feel like I haven't been there for my other brother as well. And for her, I feel like I need to be there. This is the time for me to step up as an older brother and say, I'm going to be there for you. No, it doesn't matter how much it takes, how much it costs, how much blood, sweat. I'm going to be there for you. I don't care. I'm going to be there for you.
Mr. Ruiz Gallegos, do you think that familial bond between you and Luisa would be strengthened by her being allowed to come home and live with you and your parents?
It would. There's been too much time spent apart. Too much time spent apart where we could all just be together.
And just so we're clear, it is your desire that the court modify her conditions of bond in order to allow that to happen?
It is.
Okay, we'll pass the witness.
All right, any further questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any other witnesses?
Just Ms. Ruiz Gallegos herself.
All right, before we get there, this is the court's concern. The court's concern, as you all know, the reason why I wanted these witnesses here is because I like to have the complainant present, because these are issues that are related to the complainant in this case. And I'm assuming the complainant in this case is the defendant's brother, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So just so the family is aware, the court doesn't have the entire file, the entire state's file. So I only know what each person is telling me. So my main concern is not saying this is true, because I haven't been presented with facts, whether it's true or not. My main concern is what caused the alleged incident and what would be in place if I were to allow for contact to stop this from occurring again. Was it mental health issues, allegedly? Was it drug issues, allegedly? So this is what I'm trying to figure out, because I don't want to lift the no contact order and then have issues with the defendant and her parents, or issues with the defendant and her brother.
I understand, Your Honor, and I can address that if the court would like. It's my belief and understanding that there may have been some controlled substance issues, and that would be better addressed with the family supervising her, as well as the fact I believe it has now come to the attention of defense counsel that the defendant is pregnant, and so with that, I believe that there is a more overwhelming interest and concern about her remaining clean, and the family would be able to better supervise and ensure that. That also would speak to the GPS full house arrest in order for her to attend prenatal visits and to help assist the family in their employment in order to help pay for bonds and attorney's fees, and it just
Mr. Villarreal.
Judge, I know I might be out of turn, but I would like to offer State's Exhibit number 1, 2, and 3, which might clarify some of these issues for the court. I was trying to wait until it was our portion of the motion, but I think this would provide guidance for the court.
Any objections going out of order, defense?
No objections to the admissions, just so long as they're limited for the purpose of the bond hearing.
All right, so then State's Exhibits 1, 2, and 3 are admitted. And everyone, just give me a moment to review that quickly, please. All right, so I see what is going on now. Just one moment. State, are you going to have any objections to the defense motion if proper protocols are put in place or safeguards?
It's all dependent, Your Honor. The concern that I have, and I think the court shares this as well, is the concern that we have for a victim when circumstances haven't changed within the household. We have 2 alleged assaults happening, 2 days in a row against the same victim. I understand that substance abuse is a concern in this case, but also we have concerns for the victim when circumstances haven't changed, other than that the defendant would now be directly residing with the complainant. And so I don't know what's changing in order for this not to continue to happen.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to send, because now I've read the state's exhibits 1, 2, and 3, and I have an idea what's going on. Mr. Campion and Mr. Villarreal, I'm going to send you both to breakout room number 2. And if you all can discuss issues and see if there's something that you can craft maybe to ensure the safety of the complainants. Rightly or wrongly, I believe that Ms. Ruiz's brother would be able to protect himself, right? The parents, with age, I know some people can do typo and all of that with their age. My concern is with them. So if you all can go to breakout room number 2 and see if there's some sort of agreement. If there's not, then I will craft something if I decide to rule in your favor, Mr. Campion. So I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 2, and Mr. Villarreal, Miss Jacqueline Alanis is going to be joining you in 2 as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And so, Ms. Ruiz, we will be right back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me see if I can get these other attorneys. Where is Michael Sawyer?
I am right here, Your Honor.
All right, you disappeared on me for a little while. All right, Mr. Sawyer, what is happening with your client Rodas?
I have conferred with the state. I will submit tomorrow a mitigation package to the state dealing with Mr. Rodis's background and mental issues. I do believe this will end up in a type of a plea, Your Honor. I would like the court to grant us perhaps a 3-week reset.
All right, so Mr. Sawyer, we were set for disposition today, so I'll give you your 3-week reset, but that's for disposition.
Yes, sir. That's because it took a while to get these medical records. That was a delay. I apologize.
Okay. And where is Mr. Sean Rodas? I saw him.
He is present in my office. I'll bring him behind the screen right now.
Oh, no. You're an officer of the court. I believe he's there. I saw him on the screen, but then I didn't see him anymore.
Yes, he's in my waiting room, Judge.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on Sean Rodas, can I have a 3-week reset, please, for disposition? All right, we're going to come back on March 17th.
Your Honor, thank you very much for your consideration. Have a good day.
All right, thank you. You have a good one. Tell your brother I said hi.
I will. Thank you.
All right, Jonathan Chavez.
Yes, Your Honor. I conferred with Michelle Hayden on the case, and it's Liliana Barrios Contreras.
Yes.
Your Honor, this time she's not wanting to accept the deal. I asked for if she could come into my office to review some more discovery tomorrow. I was going to ask for a short reset, although I think our plea deadline is the 17th, so we can let the court know by the 17th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, and we can make sure that let me see what my calendar. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Ms. Barrios for the 22nd as a plea deadline date? Is that possible? All right, so we're going to come back on February 22nd. That's the plea deadline date. The court will not extend plea deadline dates any further.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a nice day, Judge.
All right, you too. Brian Kimbrough.
Yeah, present, Your Honor. We're preparing the paperwork. I don't know if it's ready yet.
Okay, thank you. As soon as I have that, I will take care of it.
Thank you.
All right, who are the parties on Gabriel Lara? All right. No response.
Michelle Hayden for the state judge.
All right, they're still in breakout room number 15. Let me join them just one. And Michelle Hayden, this is your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you can start your video for me, there we are. And they are coming out of the breakout room. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 0396, State of Texas versus Gabriel Lara. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense?
James Anders for the defense.
And are you Mr. Lara?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lara, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Gabriel Manuel Lara who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 0396 for the offense of continuous violence against the family on March 6, 2020 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 2. On or about the 7th day of May 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gabriel Manuel Lara did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 5. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gabriel Manuel Lara did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of November 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And violated condition number 15G, on or about the 8th day of December 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gabriel Manuel Lara did then and there fail to apply for, provide documentation of attendance, and comply with all rules, regulations, instructions, and financial agreements as directed by the court and or supervision officer and or the head of or authorized personnel of the following program, battering prevention and intervention program in violation number 15G.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And we'll waive the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lara, did you understand by pleading true to violations of 2, 5, and 15G The court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 2, 5, and 15G?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find 2, 5, and 15G true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement is for state ISF, followed by outpatient and AA meetings and a gang evaluation.
Is that the agreement?
That is, Your Honor.
All right. The court then will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include state ISF, gang evaluation. And I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court while in custody. And what else did the state request?
ISF followed by outpatient and AA.
All right. And then if not accepted, then we'll do intensive outpatient treatment with probation. And we'll do AA, NA meetings, 90 meetings in 90 days. And the state ISF, is that cognitive plus substantive track?
I believe so. Let me verify.
It does seem that he has a drug issue. Is that correct, Mr. Anders?
That seems to be part of the complaint, yes.
All right, then the court is going to order ISF substantive and cognitive track, and that is to take place while in custody. All right, and once he is out of custody, then his field visits, instead of monthly, it's going to be 2 times per month random. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Laura. Mr. Laura, from here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could result in me going to prison for 10 years? Nobody can help you with your drug problem if you do not tell anyone. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will meet you there and go over your conditions.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Mr. Anders, you can go to number 1 or either you can be excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Thanks,
You're
Michelle.
welcome. All right. Bill Davidson?
Yes, Your Honor. On my case, I was just going to ask for a little bit more time to, I got an offer from the DA, but, and I went over.
Who's your client?
His name is George Pacina Rodriguez. I did get an offer from the state, but I wanted to see if I could maybe get a little bit better one.
Is he in custody?
He's in custody. He doesn't want the offer that's on the table right now.
I don't see him on the Zoom. Is he in a breakout room?
He was.
Ms. Ferguson, I don't see Mr. George Rodriguez Pacina on the Zoom, but could you give me a 30-day reset, please?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just give me a moment. We'll give you a date.
I understand. I told them to come back to the main room so they wouldn't take him back.
Okay. All right, we're going to come back on March 24th.
Thank you.
Do you have all the discovery?
Yes, and I'm going to check it again today, and I'll get back with the DA today if I don't.
Okay. All right, you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, Bobby Barrera, are you ready? You're on mute.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I probably need to get back with Brittany on some or whoever's got my case today.
What is your client's name?
Samuel, excuse me. Mr. Amaya, Raymond Amaya.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Ag robbery, criminal trial.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you so much, Judge.
You're welcome. Paul Smith, it appears that you're on a flight. What is happening with Mr. DeLeon? All right, Mr. Smith, what is happening with Mr. DeLeon?
I'm sorry, Judge. When I went to the breakout room, I lost my internet connection. I still need to speak with one of the prosecutors.
All right, could somebody from criminal trial
Jacob
division
DeLeon.
go to a breakout room quickly with Mr. Smith? Because I think he's going to lose connection because pretty soon they're going to say, turn it on airplane mode. So we'll see you to number 4.
I think Judge, I really where I am.
All right, number 4, Mr. Smith. All right, Andrews Campion, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what is happening?
We were able to reach an agreement, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
We were able to reach an agreement as far
Okay,
as.
and we'll go on the record, and if you all can tell me your agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're back on the record in CM 092883.
So, Your Honor, we were able to confer and come to an agreement. We can agree to change it to no harmful or injurious contact with the complainant. We're asking for the full house GPS arrest to stay, but with the exception that she be allowed to attend medical appointments with with proof and prior authorization from pretrial services with proof of the medical appointment, and that she must be accompanied by either mom or dad.
Okay, just one second. Defendant allowed to attend all medical. Tell you what, if you all will send me your agreement, but state your agreement for the record, but if you all will send me an agreed order, Mr. Campion, and the court will sign that today. All right, if you could state it for the record.
Just for purpose of the record, we're asking that this be in place for 30 days and that we come back in 30 days just for a compliance type hearing with mom and dad to ensure that there's no issues for these conditions to remain in perpetuity. And then we're asking for 30 days of bi-weekly UAs just to ensure that she is not using, as the court saw, those are obviously concerns for the state and the court, and I think as well for the defendant.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can I have a compliance hearing on Ms. Ruiz for 30 days? And while we're waiting for that, Ms. Ruiz, I want you to understand something. Number one, whether or not this continues is completely up to you and your actions. Number two, your attorney has stated on the record that you're currently pregnant. This is what I'm going to tell you. Everything that you ingest in your body will affect your baby. I love salads. I love lettuce. I love tomatoes. My mom tells me when she was pregnant, all she would eat is tomatoes off the vegetable truck. And to this day, I just love, love, love tomatoes. If you use drugs, though, or smoke cigarettes, it's just like your baby is smoking. Brenda, they used to have a commercial when I was growing up on television, and it showed a mom smoking a cigarette, and then they'd show the mom's stomach, and the baby would be in there smoking a cigarette. So everything you do, if you're using drugs, guess what? Your baby's using drugs. If you're smoking cigarettes, your baby's smoking cigarettes. Now, here's the other thing. Your brother, your parents came here to testify for you, to be here for you. Don't bring drama to their household because they're trying to do everything that they can to help you. So you're living at their household. based upon the agreement between the state, you're not going to have any jobs, so you're not bringing in any income. So guess what? Their rules go. If your mom wants you to wash dishes, you need to wash the dishes. I don't know. Some people may have dishwashers in every household. Growing up, we didn't have a dishwasher. Everybody had a job: wash the dishes, do the laundry. And Brenna, we didn't have a washer and dryer. I mean, we didn't have a dryer. That was the best thing. And when I say we, my grandmother didn't have a dryer. So the best thing was putting the sheets on the line. There's nothing like sheets on the line, and you get that nice smell. So if your parents don't have a dryer and they want you to hang the clothes on the line, you need to do that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to come back on March 16th. Brenda, you know, oh, we're off the record. Brenda, you do know, I honestly didn't like us having a dryer because there's something about the way sheets and towels smell when you take them off the line and they've been in the sun. Now, mind you, if you're doing the stiff jeans that you put on the line, those were horrible because they would end up being hard as a rock. No amount of Downy could make them be soft. But the sheets, oh my gosh. Oh, Brenna, it just brought back so many memories. We used to run through the sheets. You know, you go outside and play, and then your parents would scream at you, "You're dirtying up the sheets." So, Ms. Ruiz, you now know what you need to do. Your attorney is going to send me a agreed order. Mr. Campion, I'm going to put my email address in the chat box. Please do not do what others have done, where they're like, okay, I see the email, and then they call it out on YouTube.
Gotcha.
So don't do that. And if you include Mr. Villarreal in that, please.
Absolutely. I will CC the state.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, you all excuse. Norma,
Your Honor.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Ms. Maurice, they'll probably release you probably in the AM.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Norma
Thank you
Elton,
so
you
much.
want to go back?
Have a good day.
Well, thank you. You have a good day too.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
You know what? The only Spanish words I know in goodbye is adios, but that just sounds so wrong. Like it sounds like sort of rude to say adios, because that's like bye, keep it moving.
Adios.
Adios. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I see you in a breakout room really quick, Judge.
Yes. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Rebecca, I can see you in breakout room number 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, James Otersdorf. Well, I'm sorry, just before you, let me take up Paul Smith because he's on a flight. Paul Smith?
Judge, I'm here. I was waiting on the status of the competency evaluation, and I talked with the DA. Said it had not been referred yet.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you check on the competency eval for Mr. DeLeon? Can we get this, Mr. DeLeon, we're going to recall your case. Can you unmute for me, please? We're going to recall your case so that we can check on the competency evaluation. Mr. Smith, when will you be back?
I'm back on the 24th, Your Honor, of February.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Mr. DeLeon for maybe the 25th? I'm sorry, not the 25th. If we could do it for March 1st, is that possible? All right, we're going to come back on March 2nd.
Mighty fine, Judge. That works for me.
All right, thank
Apologize
you.
for all the interruptions. May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you.
You've been to county?
All right, Mr. DeLeon, we're going to bring you back on March 2nd. That'll give us a chance to find out about the evaluation, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much for your patience, Mr. DeLeon. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Oh, thank you. You too. So Norma 16B can go back. All right, James Otersdorf.
Judge, I've completed paperwork on Marvin Schultz. I need to go probably into the breakout room so he can fill it out.
Okay, let me send you with Mr. Schultz. He's in number 3. Bobby Barrera.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning again. I have conferred with the DA's office, and I have a bunch of videos. There's over 50 videos. About every second or third one says corrupt file cannot open. So they've agreed to bring them a jump drive, and they're going to download all that. So that should be the end of my discovery issues.
All right, and what about the restitution amount? I see in here that it says restitution amount received.
Yeah, I've confirmed what I need to establish credibility issues with the restitution claim. So I'm comfortable with that restitution amount. But there's 2 documents that I'm missing, and then these videos. So I hope to have all that completed within the next 30 days.
The documents you're missing, are those documents that the state have or documents that you have?
Well, I'm hoping the state has them. They're the receipts for the purchase of the firearm that the complainant said he had in his possession. I don't see them in my discovery. I'm not saying they're not uploaded. I just don't see them. And
all right. Ms. Ferguson, on Amaya, can I have a date in mid-March to make sure that all of the videos are uploaded in whatever document? So if you can set this for a discovery in mid-March, please. All right, we're going to come back on March 16th for discovery.
16th, Judge. Okay, I do appreciate it. May Mr. Amaya and I be excused.
Yes.
Raymond, I'll call you later. Thank you. Thank you, Judge. You all have a good day.
Thank you. You too. All right, Brian Kimbrough on Juan Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with Mr. Garcia?
Well, I think the paperwork is ready. I think he's been sworn in, so I'm just waiting. He's in the breakout room.
All right, Has someone conferred with Raphael Leal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has any attorney conferred with him on his case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, I'm sorry, I was trying to unmute. I have, Your Honor.
What is happening with Mr. Vela?
He has rejected all plea offers, and I believe that defense counsel is asking for it to be reset.
All right, Ms. Ferguson or Mr. Raphael Leal's client, can I have a jury trial date, please? Oh, is this the date that you put in, March 21st? All right, your jury trial date is going to be March 21st. Court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. The plea
Judge.
deadline has expired.
Judge, if I may, I have a capital murder sentencing on March 21st and March 22nd that has been preset for several months.
Okay, Norma, is there another date we can give Mr. Vela? Nora, I'm sending you something in the chat. All right, so we're going to come back on March 16th. All right, Norma, you can let them know L13 can go back. All right, Mr. Raphael Leal, we'll see you on March 16th.
Thank
you. All right, to the clerks, do you have the paperwork on Juan Garcia?
And Judge, I know you asked the state earlier on Mr. Ponce's compliance.
Yes.
Would you like an update now?
Yes, this is on Ponce?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We've tried to reach this victim 5 times now over the course of several months, and we haven't been able to make contact. We have no reason to believe that the contact made by the probation officer was legitimate, and so we're just going to defer to the court. At this point, we don't have a reason to object to the change.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, Ms. Reyes, if you'll send me that document, then I'll grant the motion. Well, grant the probation's request. I think she may be in a break. Yeah, she's in breakout room number 1. So as soon as she comes back, we'll take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, everyone, we're getting close to our 12:30 break. All right, Mr. Kimbrough, on Juan Garcia,
Yes, Your Honor.
they're saying they're missing paperwork.
What paperwork are they missing?
They're saying there's some issues with the Adobe sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2, and the clerks will meet you in number 2.
Okay, my client is in number 12, so that's fine.
All right, I'm going to move them. He's in 12. Can you go to number 12 then, Mr. Kimbrough, so we can see what's going on?
Sure, I'll go there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Brenda, you can go ahead and take your break.
Okay.
Thank you. Everyone, we're going to recess. We're going to be back at 2. The people who are coming back is going to be Victor Bela. I'm sorry, not Victor Bela. That's set for jury trial. All right, the people who are going to be coming back are Juan Garcia, John Torres, Marvin Schultz, Mallory Garibay, Brian Cruz, and Miss McCutcheon. Who are you here for? Miss McCutcheon? All right, she's frozen. All right, if you all can get with your attorneys and let them know that they need to be back at 2. Mr. Ponce, just remain on the Zoom screen so that you can speak.
Yes, I was gonna ask you. Oh, okay, ma'am, thank you. And about the sheets, ma'am, my grandma has one and she's was doing it the day of Valentine's Day. And
All
just
right.
hanging out the sheets. Yeah. So it just brought back memories too.
All right, thank you. Norma with Kimbrough, Brenda needs a break. All right, we're going to start.